Hello, Internet. I've been at low points in my life where I've genuinely thought things would never get better. I've been in therapy on and off for 12 years and just actively working on myself for, I would say, 12 years. And there's been multiple times where I've reflected and been like, wow, I was able to overcome that. I didn't think that would be possible. They've been feeling more substantial lately. So I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on things finally changing for the better because it doesn't always seem like that's happening. So I'm going to start with the more like simple surface level ones. And then as we progress through them, I'll get more into depth of like things that I've been battling for much longer that have affected my life in a much more negative way that I've been able to overcome. Okay, so the first thing is social anxiety. I've dealt with anxiety my entire life, all different kinds of anxiety. I get panic attacks. I also have panic disorder. One that I know affects a lot of people is social anxiety. And that's something that I really struggled with. I never felt like fully comfortable in any group of people. I never felt like I fully belonged. So that just added on to my inability to feel comfortable in social settings. And the main ways that I've combated that is either through like humor or just sheer confusion. I always tell people I don't go for laughs, I go for confusion. And one of my therapists told me that I use sarcasm as a way to push people away, which when they said that, I really was like, damn, that is true. So sometimes if I'm in a conversation and I don't feel comfortable or I don't really, for whatever reason, feel like comfortable socializing in that moment, I'll try to just like basically like passively annoy people so that they don't even want to talk to me anymore, which is not always a good thing to do. But, arguably the more destructive behavior is just being high all the time, like smoking weed. Like being high didn't make me more social, but it did make me not care that I felt uncomfortable. Like it let me just exist as I am and just not really worry about it. Because drinking was always destructive for me. Like I started drinking when I was 14 years old, and by the time I was 21, I was already like over drinking. And now I have maybe one drink a month maximum. I don't even remember the last time I've been drunk. It's been many years. Alcohol was never like a problem for me in that way though, but weed has been persistent since it entered my life when I was 14 years old. To this day, I still smoke weed regularly, but so my social anxiety is pretty much non-existent, whether I'm sober or stoned in a situation. And honestly, more recently, I prefer to be sober in social situations than stoned. Like, there's moments in my life now where I'm like, I would prefer to be sober, and that's new. So even that is like a mini accomplishment, Like, I'm not necessarily trying to quit smoking right now, but for lots of different reasons, eventually I'm going to need to at least take an extended break. I'm really happy about my social anxiety being less severe or essentially non-existent. I would say that's the one thing that is pretty much not a problem at all anymore. And I think it came from just inner confidence. Like I just feel more confident in who I am and what I'm doing in life, and just I feel confident when I speak to people because I really don't say things that I don't mean, and I've gotten much better social skills in regards to not letting myself get too angry, because in the past, like, I'm not one to shy away from heated conversations. So, and not everybody's trying to do that. I definitely think it's important to have, serious, heavy conversations sometimes, and to be able to do that is necessary in life. But there would be times where I would be trying to bring it there and the situation didn't call for that. You don't always got to let people know that you notice things. You know what I mean? Like in the past, I felt like I couldn't let things go unsaid. And I would feel very uncomfortable if I was in a situation where it would be like rude or disrespectful for me to like point things out, But now I feel a sense of power in not needing to do that and just letting situations happen and just observing and being like, okay. And not like feeling like I need to be so invested in it. I can just observe it, watch it happen, and kind of just like do my thing how I feel fit, how I see fit. And I think that those things have made social situations much less anxiety inducing for me because I just feel more comfortable. So If you're struggling with social anxiety, my personal recommendation would be to try to feel as comfortable in yourself as possible, because then you're going to show up to social situations as who you are and not an amalgamation of anxieties and outside influences that you're not sure how to fit into you as a person. You know what I mean? But that's just my experience. Everyone's different, I'm aware. So the next thing would be panic attacks. So I still do have like full-blown panic attacks every once in a while. But even when I'm having like, either I feel like I can't breathe, or my hands are tingling, my heartbeat's racing, my thoughts are racing, I'm having chest pains, I think I'm going to die. Like that's what mine are like a lot of the time. It's like just physically freaking out, or like I call it vibrating. Like I literally will get to a point where my body is just like, I know you can't see it on the camera, but I literally will just be vibrating, and I'll just have to sit still or lay down. And even then I'm just like, ugh, it's like intense shivering, which if you have panic attacks, you know what I'm talking about. Now, even when that's happening to me, I can identify that those are physical things, and I don't get as mentally invested in it, where I almost feel like for the moment I separate my mind from my body, and I'm just like, man, this is crazy. I can't believe this is just anxiety, but it's still physically happening, It's kind of a weird feeling, because when you're trying to overcome these struggles, you think that one day everything's just going to be better. You're just like, oh, it's gone. But that's not how it works. The most important aspect is what is referred to as distress tolerance, where the better you are at tolerating distressful situations or emotional situations, the better your life's going to be. Because you don't have control of a lot of things. Horrible things happen all the time, every day. And being able to act as you feel like you should act, but without letting it crush you. And obviously, this is not suppressing your emotions. This is accepting your emotions, which is much harder than pushing them down. So the better you are at accepting distress, the better everything in your life will be. And these are things that I've learned in different kinds of therapy, but it's similar to like, Buddhism or whatever. I'm not going to speak on Buddhism, but it's in that realm of like, accept everything for what it is and don't wish for things to be different. That has given me so much mental power to be able to harness that and really take action. And it's great. And I'm very, very happy that this is where I'm at now, because again, I never thought that this would be different. I never thought that my panic attacks and my anxiety would be better, because that's the thing I've been struggling with actively the longest. And that's the thing that I've been working on in therapy the longest. So I got to a point where I was like, man, I've been really, really trying to improve my life and help my anxiety and get professional help and do other things to help my anxiety. And it just felt like it was never going to be different. And it's different. Some of these things take very, very long to sift through and to heal. And you can't really be better if you don't know what to improve. So it's a very hard process, but it's 100% worth it in my opinion. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is what is referred to as splitting or black and white thinking, which is a common symptom of borderline personality disorder, which is something that I deal with. It is the personality disorder where there's the most likely chance of what they call remission. I haven't been officially told that I'm in remission, but I feel like I'm at least close to being mostly healed from borderline personality disorder, because it's all learned behavior for the most part. It's behaviors that you are able to identify and potentially change. That's a big part of it. It's not all of it, but that's a big part of it. So what splitting and black and white thinking is there can be someone that you're talking to and you like this person, the conversation's going great, And then they say like one little thing that to the average person would just be like, oh, that was kind of weird. Or like, oh, I wonder why they said that. Or like, oh, I didn't like that they said that. But then they just move on with the conversation, or they address it in a way that's healthy, or chalk it up to like, oh, maybe I'm overthinking it, something like that. There's all different ways you can interpret it. For the average person, a little slight disagreements in a conversation is not going to end the conversation. With splitting in black and white thinking, one little change can cause me to be like, this person hates me, or I hate this person. Like, I don't know why I ever thought I would talk to this person. I don't know why I ever thought this person should be in my life. And it would just be like, it would be so over the top to the point where I would be like, I'm never talking to this person again. I'm cutting them out of my life. And it's like a friend that I've had for years, or somebody that I see regularly still. It's like, I'm not going to do that. But it's just like this overwhelming feeling of like betrayal. And that's a big part of borderline personality disorder too, is like fear of abandonment. I never believe people that they care about me. Because I'm just like, why would you care about me? You're just going to I can't rely on you, And that's not a healthy way to live life. And I am someone who community is important to me. And I am someone who also feels like I'm struggling to find community. So I can't think that way if I'm trying to live a communal life in some degree. I have to give people more leeway. I have to give people more love. I have to care about people more. And there was a time in my life where I never, ever, ever thought I would feel differently about people. Like I've been very misanthropic for a lot of my life and genuinely thought that, T.S. Eliot, hell is other people. Like I genuinely was like, to an extent, I still do feel that way, but it's not making it hard for me to exist in life. Everyone's going through their own struggles, and it's impossible to know exactly what is going on in someone's mind that's causing them to do something. Like, if a person is deciding to do a behavior, there's a reason for that, even if it's just a human instinct. There's a reason that everybody acts the way that they act. I really try to come at it from a different angle now, where I used to be like, when I was splitting, I used to be like, this person is a fucking idiot. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, I can't believe I ever, did anything for them. And I think about all the times I feel like they've done me wrong. And I'm just like, what the hell's wrong with me? Why did I let this person in my life? Now, when there's people that I talk to, and again, if I have a slight disagreement with or something like that, I'm able to just state my case and just learn more about why they think the way that they think. Because I don't feel like I'm trying to convince anybody of anything. I don't feel like I'm trying to change anybody's mind anymore. I'm fine with sharing. I use my YouTube channel to share my thoughts, so I don't feel like I am not letting my ideas out or my thoughts out. But in real life, in a conversation, I'm not just going to go out of my way and share my opinions on things unless people want to know. And even these videos, it's like you're watching the video, so you want to know. So I don't care to share things that I feel very passionately about with people unless they really want to know. But if they ask me directly, I'm going to be honest. Whereas in the past, I had a hard time having these types of conversations because I just would flip-flop emotionally so quickly in a moment. And this is something that I've been able to overcome greatly. Even if someone's behaving in a way that's annoying or harmful and it's not even that serious, my initial thought is not to be pushing them away. My initial thought now is man, it sucks that they feel like they have to do this. If someone's being a bully, if someone's being mean to somebody, I in the past, I'd be like, this person is so stupid. They have no idea what they're talking about. How are they even surviving in life? They shouldn't even exist. These would be the emotional feelings that I'm having about this person. And it's not even that serious. But now I'm like, damn, imagine being the person that has to bully people just to feel good about themselves. Like, that must suck to feel that way. And that's like how I think about things now. And that has really helped with my black and white thinking. Again, just loving people more, just giving people more of my empathy and my feelings. And what I've realized is this has actually given me more energy, because now I don't waste my energy on people that I don't think deserve it. Like, just because I'm not like expressing the thoughts that I have to people directly as much, it doesn't mean I don't feel that way sometimes still. But now I don't feel like it's my duty to express my anger about things to people. I used to be much more angry, and I'm just like, I still get angry about things, but I am much more picky about when I let my anger out, because anger is very important. Like, there's people that don't ever feel angry, and I think that's bad, because negative emotion is what drives positive change. So if you don't feel angry about things in your life, then that means that there's probably not a lot of like opportunity for positive change that you are giving yourself. But at the same time, I was angry way more often than I should have been in situations where I shouldn't have been angry. So it took many years, and there were incremental changes throughout those years that helped me keep going, because I saw things getting better. But now I'm at a point where I almost feel like normal. Like all of these things I've been talking about encompassing. Now I'll be in conversations with people and I'll be like, wow, they're being awkward. Like, they feel uncomfortable and I'm just chilling. That's like a new dynamic. I'm like, I've never felt this way in my life. This is what it feels like to just be a normal person talking to people. I'm just really, I hate the word proud, but I'm just very proud of myself, of how far I've come. And I wanted to share it with the internet and, people that follow me and care about the things I talk about. I've been talking a lot more about like art and music lately, because that's just been what's on my mind. But I've also been reflecting on my life and feeling really good, because if you watch my channel for any length of time, you know that I've had my fair share of mental health shit that I've talked about on here. And it's usually always I'm not doing well. But I wanted to make a video sharing with you guys that I am doing well. So hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone is moving towards what they want and who they want to be, the life they want to be living. And that's it for this video. I'll see you next week.